In this video for our series Not Done Yet, Old Recipes, New Bakers, we're going to try a recipe for caramel cake. As an interesting side note, the museum's namesake, Dunn, notes making one herself in her 1896 diary, just a year after this cookbook was made. Let's give it a try and see how we do. Our recipe begins by stating to add 1 cup of butter, 2 cups of sugar, a small cup of milk, 1½ cups of flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, and the whites of 7 eggs. 2 teaspoons baking powder in the flour well sifted, which we added before. This was a thick batter, so it took some effort to mix by hand. For the last step of this section, it just says to bake in a long pan. So I pre-greased a 9x12 baking dish and added the mixture. I looked up similar recipes for the baking time and temperature and decided to bake it at 350 and check it at about 30 to 40 minutes. Now to make the topping. She says to take ½ pound of brown sugar, which I measured using a scale, 1/4 pound chocolate, ½ cup of milk, one of my favorite measurements, butter the size of an egg, and 2 teaspoons extract of vanilla. Now we are to mix thoroughly and cook as syrup until stiff enough to spread. As the ingredients melted together, the kitchen began to smell amazing. I kept cooking and stirring the mixture, bringing it up to a boil. Then I let it set on the stove to cool and thicken, about 5 minutes, keeping an eye on it so that it did not become too thick to spread, but had the consistency of caramel. I then spread the mixture with a spatula very slowly and carefully to make sure that I did not tear the cake. She then says to set it in the oven to dry, but we're just going to let it dry on the counter and cover it. So here we have our finished caramel cake, and I probably should have let it set a little bit longer, but after the effort that went into this cake and the delicious smells in the kitchen here, I grew impatient and needed to try it. So here we go. It reminds me of one of my favorite candies. This is delicious, and I will wait to see if it tastes a little bit different after it sets longer, but I would recommend trying it. If you end up trying this recipe, we'd love to hear about your experiences and look for more videos upcoming in this series. And here's our cake after we let it set overnight.